Obviously, I don't have enough markers already. So today we're doing unpacking. We are doing the unboxing and first impressions of the OLO markers. So we have some paper here. OLO Premium Marker Blending Card. Paper craft, illustration, comic, manga, and more. Okay, exciting. Oh, so I ordered individual markers and they are so tiny. Anything else? No. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is beautiful. If you have never heard about OLO markers, so they basically are like, this is one marker, okay? Not this, this. And apparently this tiny piece of marker has the same amount of ink as, for example, regular Copic or OHUHU markers. Basically, you connect them together and then you have kind of two markers, but like one pen, if that makes sense. And OLO markers require some work before you actually can start, swatching and coloring and whatnot. Oh, and by the way, there is a difference. So some of them are black, some of them are gray. And the reason being, the black ones are brush nibs and the gray ones are chisel nibs. I feel very crafty. Okay. Those stickers not being aligned is a bit annoying, to be honest. I will see if I can remove them. Okay, interesting. So if you want to combine like a brush nib and the chisel nib, you will end up with a marker that looks like this. So half of it is gray and half of it is black. Let's finish with this one. Okay. So these are connector rings. Okay. So these are muted colors, really beautiful colors. According to swatches. Oh, nice. They also included the swatch sheets. Come on. Oh, this is super sweet. I love the swatch cards. Okay, now I want to buy them all. I don't know how about you, but sometimes I feel this like urge to complete sets. It feels like a bit of like DIY element is included into this experience. I guess these two. From what I know, OLO also has their own coloring system, so they're like those numbers and codes are not random, which is great, because to be fair, I was struggling a lot with OHUHU markers before they did like the revamp of their coloring system. This is what we have. This is how the nib looks like. And let's say chisel. It's interesting. So the chisel is definitely a bit different compared to other markers, but we'll look into it in more details. Now, let's check them out in more detail and let's do some swatches. The swatch card says that OLO markers have 160 colors, but it's not that anymore. So OLO markers offer 256 colors, which is great, because I always appreciate, when brands expand their color selection, which is great for us, end users. I have to be real careful with the swatching because of how small the swatch card is. Now, these are the colors that I have now, and I know that's not a lot. Definitely not a lot, of playroom, color-wise, but I think it's still enough, to do the first initial impressions and test them out. And this is OLO paper that I also ordered, to test it out, and it's a really big format, and I barely ever use paper that big. So I just cut a smaller piece of that paper, and I will be using this one, for testing and for swatching. And then I also have this smaller piece, and I'm gonna draw a small sketch on this one. And by the way, of course, this is the same OLO paper. And I already have something in mind, for the sketch. I already like the very first, feeling. Okay, let me try another one just to see if they're consistent in quality. Because this is what happens sometimes with cheaper brands. Markers in the same set may have different nibs in a sense that some of them are more stiff, some of them are more flexible, but this is not the case with OLO markers. They are great. I already love this nibs, so very flexible, yet I feel I'm in control. Just based on my first impressions, I think they're very close to Copic nibs. And yes, I am a huge fan of Copics, even though I know that they've had some, caps issues some time ago, but apparently they've solved it. But let me grab a Copic marker just to compare, side by side. Okay, don't shoot the messenger, but I kind of like OLO brushes more. I don't want to jump into conclusions just right away. It can be because, I've had my Copics for at least, 3 or 4 years already, and almost none of the nibs were replaced. So it could be that I'm just comparing, like nibs between a brand new marker and a marker that's been already used for a couple of years already at least. And now let's test the chisel nibs. This is some very interesting and unique chisel nib. As you can see, the shape is slightly different to what other brands have. It's definitely way smaller than, a chisel nib, from other brands like Copics or Ohuhu. The application is very smooth. It glides like really easily. There is really good inflow. And I can also do super thin lines. Okay, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of these stickers and also like the different colors for chisel and brush markers. Personally, I don't really find the design that appealing. Just in comparison, check it out. I really like the design, just visually of, Copic's Touch and the Ohuhu markers more. But it is what it is, and maybe it's just, the matter of taste. But functionality-wise, OLO markers like allow a bit more flexibility in the way that you can mix, and combine the colors as you want. And you don't have to have a chisel nib plus brush nib. And let's compare, chisel lines and strokes with other brands. So this is Copic. As you can see, the lines are a bit broader, and this is a Copic sketch, meaning that, for example, if you pick like the Copic Classics, the lines will be even broader because the chisel nib on the Copic Classics are bigger. And this is touch markers from Shinhan. I think they are of the same size as Copics. So yeah, definitely approximately the same size. And now Ohuhu markers, I think you already know, Ohuhu markers have a bit of a broader chisel nibs, so the lines will be a bit broader. So out of all of those markers, OLO markers chisel nib are the smallest. I'm not sure whether it's a benefit or a downside, to be honest. I will definitely check this out later, if the size of the chisel nib is enough to cover really big areas, because quite often in my illustrations, in my drawings, I am covering the entire background, and typically like it's some kind of dark color. And also, once again, this is the reason why these markers look a bit different on both sides, like black and gray. This is because chisel nibs are in gray color and brush nibs are in black color. So I picked both chisel and brush for pure black and also for red gray. Speaking about the paper, I think that's a good paper. It's very smooth, it's very wide, and I think it's quite similar to Bristol paper that I'm using. So typically I use this Bristol blocks from Bössner. So this is a German brand, quite thick, and the feeling is quite similar. And Bristol paper, of course, is an amazing choice for alcohol markers. So I can definitely recommend it with OLO markers, and of course it's a one-sided paper, meaning it's not coated and there is nothing like in between the layers of the paper in one sheet, meaning that you cannot draw on both sides, unfortunately. But also there is a benefit there because you can actually put quite a lot of layers without, the markers in the paper, behaving weirdly. Okay, after some initial scribbles and swatches, I have to say I really like the markers. And I'm looking forward actually to draw something. But before we start, let's talk a bit about the coloring system. So OLO markers have their own coloring system, and that is great. So the numbers, the codes consist of some letters, BG for example, and then some numbers. So BG stands for the color family, no surprise there. So for example, here it's blue-green. And so the first number is hue saturation, meaning the lower the number, the higher the saturation is. Then 3, 4, and 5 are mid saturations, and 6, 7, and 8 are low saturation. And the second number is the value. So the bigger the number, the more intense the color is. And now it's time to draw something. So, of course, like any alcohol markers, these markers also have a bit of a smell. It's not necessarily a bad smell, but I think you should be prepared. If you've never worked with alcohol markers before, there is a bit of an alcohol smell. So it's not bad, it's not too intense, but it is there. One thing that I didn't like about OLO markers is those stickers. And I already talked about this issue, my personal issue with stickers in one of my previous videos, so about touch markers from Shinhan. And I will leave the link to the video in the description box. And so I don't like any stickers on any product. And for example, especially with OLO markers, the color name is not on the cap, it's only the code, meaning that if you remove the sticker, you will also remove the name of the color. And I know, like I, for example, like I more often use the color codes rather than the actual names of the colors, but I do know people who prefer to use color names. In that case, if you want to remove the sticker, you're basically just losing the name of the color. Also, you have already seen in this video, so the stickers are not always aligned when you screw, kind of when you attach two markers together, and it's not really a super appealing look. As for the performance, the flow of the ink is amazing. It's very generous, it's very liberous, and it's just a pleasure. I understand those are new markers, meaning they're full, so maybe it could be a different picture if they were like half empty. So I can only learn it from the experience when I use them, but so far that's a great flow. But also, the ink flow is the main difference between OLO markers and other brands, literally all other brands, because OLO has like a patented free flow ink technology that apparently utilizes like over 90% of the ink, according to OLO. While other brands, they use a different technology. So inside a pen of a different brand, they have this like kind of a sponge. They have this material that holds the ink, and then when you color it, like the ink is slowly released from the tube, right? And so the issue is, apparently, is that that material, it doesn't release all of the ink when you use the marker. So some of the ink is always kind of, trapped in that material. So apparently over time, well, first of all, you're not using the entire kind of, ink that you paid for, but also over time, there is more and more ink, like old ink accumulated in those, tubes. So I cannot comment on that, from my personal experience. I don't have my markers long enough to kind of suffer from any negative side effects of that, old quotation marks technology. So I think I had my Copics for about 4 to 5 years longest, and I don't have any issues with them. Another positive thing about these markers is that they do blend real well. So, and of course, the paper is doing a lot of heavy lifting here because it's very smooth, but I think the markers are also performing quite well here. So overall, again, I quite like the markers, but I suspect there is one thing that could be an inconvenience for quite a few of us. And so if you do not want chisel nibs, then you will buy different colors and you will attach them together, meaning that you will have two brush markers of different color on attached to each other, and that will be one pen. And why could that be a problem? It's when you store them, either it's some kind of a storage a hoo-hoo bamboo storage, or any kind of bags. That means that you will see only one side of the marker, and then you will have no idea what is the other side. So it's not a problem when you have the same color, like a chisel nib and the brush marker on the same color on both sides, but it is an inconvenience if you have different colors. And for example, you could buy extensions. They have those plastic extensions for pens, so that there is no nib on the other side of the marker. But then you're basically just paying for pure plastic, right? So you're not actually using it that much. Another interesting thing that, again, potentially could be an issue for some of you, but not for me, is, from what I know, OLO markers do not have bullet nibs. And I personally do not use bullet nibs a lot. I actually either use the brush, or in the majority of cases, I actually use the chisel nibs. And by the way, I didn't mention, but from what I know, so the brush nibs are the Japanese quality brush nibs, so definitely you're paying for the quality here. Of course, I stained the paper a bit. I don't know how I'm doing this. I don't know, I'm clumsy or whatnot, but I always transfer a bit of ink, to other areas of the paper. And let's check the paper. So you can see there is a bit of a bleed through the paper, but it's normal with alcohol markers. And the paper is quite thick, so I don't see any puddles on the other side of the paper. So it's all quite clean. Now I want to add a bit of highlights, and I'm not actually drawing from the reference, so it means I just need to come up with my own highlights and how I imagine, the light, where it's coming from. Okay, so this is my final drawing. I think it's quite a cute and sweet drawing. So this was my first experience with OLO markers, and I didn't know what to expect from them, but my first impressions are quite positive. First of all, they do blend very well together, even though some of the colors were not really close to each other. For example, there is really a huge jump in the intensity of the color between these two colors, yet they did blend beautifully when I used them in my drawing. And I even blended the colors that are coming from different color groups. For example, this blue-violet, this violet, and also blue-green. I didn't have any issues whatsoever with blending. They all blended really nicely in my drawing. Now, in terms of how comfortable they are, like in the hand, so even though the pens themselves are bigger than, let's say, Touch or Hoo or Copic markers, I didn't have any troubles using them. Like, of course, both of the sides were like equally filled because, with ink, because they're new markers. And I guess I need to do a bit more testing, and let's see how the feeling is. What is the feeling when, let's say, one marker is almost empty and the other one is still full, if there's any imbalance. But right now I didn't have any difficulties or issues. And again, visually, they are not the most appealing markers, mostly because of the stickers, but also because the pens are of different color if you attach a chisel and brush nibs. But again, it can be just, a taste, like a matter of a taste. As for the maintenance, so you can change the nibs in these markers. I checked on their website, and you can buy brush nibs and chisel nibs separately. If the marker runs out of ink, you can purchase the so-called new cartridges. So these markers are not really refillable in the traditional sense. Instead, you actually just remove, the cap, the nibs, and then you just replace. You buy a new cartridge full of ink, and then you replace the old empty one with the new one. So the good thing is, in the US, they actually launched a recycling program where you can send the empty cartridges back to OLO, and you will get a discount or some loyalty points, as far as I remember. Unfortunately, this program is not available in Europe at the moment. We'll see, maybe it will arrive.